shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who is fearless. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause in a world of reckless automobiles. These are my motovlogs.
What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Chris, out on the Goldwing. Today is Saturday, December 29. It's a cold morning, y'all. I'm showing 38 degrees on my temperature. It's cold out here today, but I'm not cold because I'm wearing my Centurion one-piece textile suit. Underneath, I have the hot-wired EVO. Underneath the EVO is my freeze out. And let me tell you, y'all, I'm hot. As a matter of fact, I don't even have my EVO on. It's not even, I hadn't even turned it on today. I've been sweating. So I'm just out here cruising the mean streets of Memphis. Decided to get a ride in. It's a cold one out here, 39 degrees. I think the high today's supposed to be somewhere in the mid-40s or something. It's going to be a cold day today, no doubt about it. But I'm good. I'm snug like a bug in the rug. And I'm not a thug with my Centurion one-piece textile. Just out here testing out this new EVO that I picked up. Went out to Cycle Gear and picked up the hot wired EVO heated gear. As you guys know, I had the previous model and decided to go with the new EVO. But one of the things I did notice, and I kind of put the comments down in my previous video, is I noticed that the wires on the suit, they're using a thinner gauge wire. So the wires that come out of the sleeves, the wires that come that plugs into the side of the bike, all of the wires is thinner. So I'm wondering what's up with that. You know, I don't know if they made the suit to wear to draw less amps and they're using thinner wires, or if they are just, you know, cutting back. I don't know. But I do notice that difference. One of my viewers did mention that he liked the EVO because you don't have to worry about those detachable controllers. One thing I did like about the detachable controllers is that when I'm wearing my suit like I have on now, the outer suit, the controllers will they will come out of the side. So I can actually adjust my temperature while I'm riding. The thing I don't like about the EVO is that if I want to adjust my temperature, I have to actually unzip this outer suit, then reach in to adjust the temperature controllers. And the only safe way to do that will be for me to pull over. So that kind of defeats the purpose. So even though the previous model hot wired suit has detachable controllers, those controllers can actually reach on the outside of my suit, and I can adjust the temperature while I'm rolling. I never have to stop. But on this EVO, most likely I'm going to have to pull over, unzip this outer Centurion suit, and then I can adjust the temperature controller. So that's one, I would say, inconvenience of it. But so far, I can't tell a difference as far as the temperature output. They both feel the same. From what I can tell on yesterday when I was riding, I couldn't really tell the difference, but time would tell. I probably would do a video showing you guys a comparison, a side-by-side comparison, letting you get a first look with your own eyes at what the suit looks like sitting next to each other, the previous hot wired and the new EVO. Kind of see if you guys could tell a difference. But I do notice that there is a difference in the thickness of the wire. So even though the wire may be thinner, that could be a problem down the road when you're talking about durability. You know, when you're bending the wire underneath your clothes, when you're bending the wire around your wrist, underneath your jacket, that could be a problem because that thin wire could actually break easily. If you guys saw my last video, you saw I talked about how the wire actually started to detach from the heated foot soles, and when the insulation kind of came off of it, the wire started touching and it caused a short circuit, which resulted in the fuse blowing. So the point being is that even though it's a new style suit, using a thinner gauge wire, that could be a problem. You know, I don't know if they want you to go out and buy a new suit every time it breaks, but I don't plan on buying a new suit every year. I want mine to last for a long time. So I prefer a thicker gauge wire. Yeah, I had to stop to unzip my suit so I can go ahead and turn it on. That's kind of one of the things that I don't like, or one of the disadvantages about the EVO suit when I'm wearing my Centurion that covers it, is that I have to unzip it just to go in to turn it on. On my previous model, I didn't have to unzip it. I could actually, you see how short this controller is? I mean, that's good if you don't have nothing but jeans on. Then you can reach in and you can turn it on and off and adjust the temperatures without a problem. But since I have this Centurion, I have to actually unzip it. I have to stop, pull over. And one of the things that I liked about the previous model, hot wire, is that I could actually have it come out the side because the controllers was long enough, and I can adjust my temperature while I'm riding. I didn't have to come to a stop. So that's not a big deal breaker, but it's kind of an inconvenience to have those short built-in controllers when you're wearing the outer suit, like the one-piece textile suit, is that you have to stop and unzip your suit just to be able to adjust the temperature. So that's one of the disadvantages of the new EVO. But I love it now. Don't get me wrong. Turn on my gloves here. It's nippy out here, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm showing 43 degrees, and that's just sitting still. But you know, when you're riding, you got to take into account the wind chill factor. So I just pulled over. And I got everything turned on now. It was just so nippy. It was real nippy. So I'm gonna get back on the road. Like I say, sitting still, I'm showing 42 degrees. That's sitting still. But once I start riding, you're gonna watch the air temperature drop. We'll give it just a second. So keep that in mind when you guys are out here winter riding. You know, you may have a sunny day. It may be bright and sunny. You may start out. It may be, you know, 55, 60 degrees. And next thing you know, the temperature starts dropping, and it's going to drop fast, and it's going to be cold. So you have to just keep that in mind. You have to take into account the wind chill factor. If you notice, it went from 42 to 40 just that quick. But I'm snug, y'all. I got my EVO under my Centurion. On that older suit again, I could adjust the temperatures off the side with that older suit. That's one of the things I did like about the previous model. Just because they come up with a new model doesn't mean that it's always better. So keep that in mind. It doesn't mean that it's better than the previous year. Sometimes older is better. Or should I say older. If you notice now, we're down to 38 degrees just that quick. So keep that in mind when you guys are out here riding during the winter time. You got to take into account the wind chill. You saw me sitting still. It was at 42. And within a couple minutes, it's down to 38. So just keep that in mind when you guys are riding. I don't want anybody to get out here and get sick. You know, it's so tempting to get on your bike when the sun is nice and bright. And like I said, you may even start out, it may be 65 degrees, no problem. And a few hours passed, or you move from one destination to the next, and the next thing you know, your temperature could drop 10 or 15 degrees, and then you have to deduct the air temperature. You know, it just depends. So you saw it went from the 40s down to the 30s in just a few seconds. So just keep that in mind when you guys are out here riding. You know, it looks good on camera. You know, you're sitting back in a warm couch, you're watching my vids, and you're thinking, I'm gonna get out there and ride. I tell you what, if you're not dressed properly, it is absolutely irresponsible, and it is absolutely dangerous. It looks good on TV. I know some of you guys, you got me on the big screen. You got me sitting there, where you're actually sitting there, you're watching me on the TV, you got your remote control, you got your feet kicked up, and you're thinking, man, I'm gonna get out there and ride like Chris. And there's nothing wrong with riding like Chris. You can do it. Get out and ride, but make sure you have the right gear. That is the key to winter riding. You gotta have the right gear. I started out with gloves that was not heated, and it just got kind of unbearable. I had to actually break out my heated gloves. And then right now I have everything on a low setting. I have my gloves on a low setting. I have my jacket on a low setting. I have my pants on a low setting, and I'm warm because this Centurion is keeping the heat on the inside. Next, I may show you guys the temperature inside of my suit and in comparison to the temperature outside to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. But right now, this is just outside temperature. But you can see how cold it is outside. It's in the 30s. So now you see it drop down to 37. So you got to take into account the wind chill factor when you're winter riding. It looks easy, it looks good, it looks entertaining, but if you don't have the right gear, it's absolutely irresponsible and it's dangerous. And you don't want to get caught out there without the right gear. That's the only way that I can do this. But anyway, I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to meet up with my boy Mike.